Alrighty, let's bring her in. Abby Pike, how's it going? Thanks so much for joining.
Oh, thank you. How are you, Isaac?
Great and grateful. Can't complain. Not so bad. Moving and grooving. All happening. I just realized that I don't want to be sitting down, so I'm just getting the desk to get.
Gradually seeing you like getting lower and lower on screen.
Yeah, like, hang on, no, that was a mistake. 30 minutes, let's go. So,
Blooper
Abby,
reel.
there's no scenario where we can spend 20 minutes and uncover all the golden nuggets. I mean, even
Yeah,
just chatting with you just now, we've got to talk about Flow, we've got to talk about all these cool things you're doing at Maneo. Before we
yeah,
do that, quick question.
yes.
What have you done with AI so far today?
So far today, I've used ChatGPT to come up with a schedule of the amount of meetings that I have today.
Okay.
I've used, like we just discussed earlier, Claude.ai for my recordings and scripts from those conversations I had this morning already. I use Phantom.ai for automation and lead generation for my multiple sub brands for Maneo Tech. And I also chatted to ChatGPT this morning for some motivational speaking to get me going for the day. So I've
Yeah.
had a busy one and it's only 10:30.
How good. Well, let's drill in a little bit then. So, tell me about the meeting prompt that you did. What were you doing to get more insights, get better prepared? What was the idea there?
So, as you know, there's loads of different technologies for audio scripts for calls, etc. And I had a call this morning, and I have this little device called Claude.ai, and it records my conversations for me. And it enables me to transcribe that into whatever format I like. So, a mind map, PDF, Word document, audio. I could create it into a podcast if I'd like. It's got so many multiple things that I could use it for. I also have various other softwares that I use from an AI perspective to help me with that. As you know, when you're busy, there's a lot going on. You don't want to miss the important nuggets of information that someone's talking to you about, or a meeting you're in, or anything like that. From a social media perspective as well, any sort of little
For
keywords that you
sure.
can use. So that's been really, really helpful for me this morning.
I've
Um,
been.
and and also, sorry to interrupt.
Hey, go.
And also from a motivational point of view, I actually chat with ChatGPT. I ask it, motivate me this morning, and it goes, "Hey Abby, you've got this. You're going to smash this." Sometimes you need a little something to start your day. So I know it's probably a bit cheesy, but that helps me. So that's
Why
what I've done
not?
this morning.
Do you use the voice for that? Like, do you talk to it and it says,
Yes,
"You're
I talk to it. Yeah, yeah,
okay"? Yeah, I
yeah,
love that. That's awesome.
yeah.
I was telling someone yesterday. Did a switcheroo on me in one of the interviews. They're like, "What about you? What did you do with AI today?" And I was like, "Whoa!" Within 5 minutes of waking up, I changed the button on the phone so
Oh
you
yeah,
click it and you can talk to it. And so
yeah.
like I'll be in the shower. And I'm like, "So what do we do about this? Well, how do we do? How you know?" So I'm just chit chatting all morning. It's
I
great.
do that. I do that a lot. It's quite nice actually. I know it's artificial, but it actually feels like you're talking to a real person. So sometimes you need your own cheerleaders in a way and help you with your ideas. You can imagine what it's like for you, busy, lots of things going on. So it's a
Yeah.
good tool to have.
Quick tips and tricks and the quick bits of advice validate concepts and ideas and things. That's absolutely key for me. This Claude thing I've been looking at for ages and I haven't got it yet. I've been wanting to get this thing for a while. I remember, I think it first came out as you like
Yes.
attaches to the phone, and then I
Yeah.
saw the necklace one. And so, do you? How do you use it? So, do you like when you join a meeting, you start, or like do you keep it on all day? Like, how do you
It
trigger?
depends. It depends on the meeting. So you can have it as a clip. So if you're in a face to face, you can have it on your shirt or on a necklace. It also has got the software on the desktop as well if you want that. There's multiple ways in which you can use it. I know they've got, obviously, like you're saying, on the back of your phone. They also have a card as well that you can have in your pocket as you can record meetings. It's a really good tool to have, and it just really helps me. And sometimes, even if I talk to it myself for mind mapping activities or coming up with content calendars or content
Oh,
pillars from an SEO perspective, if I talk to it, it helps me organize my thoughts. So that really helps me because it's got multiple different things that I can use it for. used lots of different things in the past where you have like meeting recorders, various different things where sometimes the script doesn't come out as well as you'd like it. It comes a bit gibberish, but this is the best one I found so far, where it actually transcribes it perfectly for you, and then you go off with whatever you like with it.
Super handy. Super handy. No, I'd be lost without my. I use Fireflies for meeting
Oh yeah,
recordings. I absolutely love that. Like because it's going to be very difficult to leave because it has like years of meetings, right? And so
yeah,
I'll meet with someone and I totally can't remember the key things we thought it was a
yeah.
year ago, and it's like, and I quickly go in over bullet points. What was it? I'm like, oh yeah, cool, 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 cool. Let's go. Let's keep moving.
How much does that cost? Because I haven't heard of that one before. Because I've used Supernormal was one of them I used, and got various other ones that was quite good when they share the meetings to other people in that call.
Yeah.
Um,
There's loads of them. Yeah, I've tested out 4 or 5 of them. Apparently, Otto's getting much better now.
oh yeah, I used
But
that in the
I,
past.
I think Fireflies is like $30 or $35 a month or something
That's
like
not
that.
too bad actually.
It's yeah. I mean, it's just so essential. I'm sure that Google one day in 2030 will figure out how to do it, but until
Yeah,
then, they're doing a very good job. So and it's handy as well because you can integrate it to everything. So like I'll send the recordings to Google Sheets, and so now I've got
yeah,
a little repository, and then I'll
yeah.
send it to my emails so that when I'm in my drafts, it's like, hey, you talked about these things with Abby. These are some suggestions for follow up. So it's like, hey Abby, how's it
Really,
going with that motivation GPT? Or hey Abby, it'll have little conversation starters, which just
that's really good. I'm gonna have to look into that.
yeah, it's handy. It's handy. So tell me about Phantom AI, Phantom Buster. Is that
Phantom Buster, yeah.
Phantom Buster?
So,
Yeah. What are you
so
doing with that?
So with Phantom Buster, it's a brilliant tool. I've used it in the last, for 5 years. It's really developed since then. So from a lead generation perspective, it's brilliant for LinkedIn. So for example, if I'm trying to, with Maneo High, which is one of my sub brands, which is a recruitment arm to my business, trying to find hiring authorities. So it enables me to find the link for hiring authorities if I'm looking for recruitment in marketing technology,
Right.
and you find the URL for that search, and then it targets those individuals on your behalf. So by linking in with them, automations off the back of that, or for example, I've used in the past for finding businesses on Google. So for example, I used it for a hospitality company I used to work for, finding salons in specific locations, and then I have the automations and lead generation off the back of that. It's a really great tool. Um, and it just works in the background for me. Obviously, there's limitations what you can use with LinkedIn, a certain amount of invitations per day, etc. But it just gets that sort of cold lead generation going whilst I'm working on all the other businesses.
Yeah.
Um, but it's brilliant. It's a great tool.
Very handy. How are you tying? So let's say you find all the people, you find all of the companies. I haven't used Phantom Buster a bit. I use it for the Google Maps stuff to pull
Oh yeah,
places like you as
yeah.
well. But so how do you incorporate AI into that workflow? Like, does it come up with some kind of unique way to engage them, or like how?
So I use make.com. Have you heard of
Yeah,
make.com?
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the other version of like Zapier, basically. And make.com has got its own AI agent. And I use the automation from Phantom into make.com. And then I use various other email marketing platforms or even WhatsApp to target those individuals.
You
Um,
send on WhatsApp through Make.
yeah. So
Cool.
yeah, it's a long automation flow in terms of APIs, like open AIs from various different bits, but it's a
Right.
very long flow, but you can do it. There's
Mm.
another one I use called, oh God, what is it called? Smart Reach. That's a really good platform I've been using for different channel communications for
Mm.
lead generation. Um, so yeah, depending on what the company needs, but for myself, I use a lot of. See, I'm an AI company. I use a lot of AI and a lot of tech. So a lot of that's automated. Obviously, you have to have those automations in place because otherwise, you just won't be able to manually do it yourself.
Hundred
The
percent.
volume of different brands, etc. But yeah, there's some really good tools out there. I think it's just learning it and then having to play and see what works for you.
Yep. No, couldn't agree more. Problem I have with Make.com and Zapier and all that is it's an addictive rabbit hole that you go down, and you start just building all these things. You're like, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's a new one. That's pretty crafty. Next thing you know, you got 200 scenarios, and anyway, a lot of fun. So, what are some of your favorite scenarios that you built in Make?
Oh my God, there's so many. I got a lot of previously, I just spoke about from lead gen perspective from Phantom.
Yep.
I obviously had an idea of how to do it, but I was unsure of what the best solution, best way to do that. So I obviously with AI, you have to have and understand the way in which you use the prompt engine, how to prompt AI properly. And so, for example, ChatGPT, I asked ChatGPT, this is the solution that I want to do. This is the problem I'm encountering. This is the software that I'm using. Come up with a make.com scenario that I can use to help me get to put my leads in a Google sheet or whatever I want to use, and then have email communications off the back of it. But also making sure it's GDPR compliant, making sure that when people have accepted my request, that they are, the communication platforms in which they want to use are being used. It's been great fun. I really enjoy playing with different scenarios to see what can be done. Like, for example, I have created an AI agent that recruits candidates on your behalf. So using Make.ai, so using LinkedIn, doing the in-mail aspect, and when they come through, creating a booking link on my behalf. I created that through Make. That was good fun. I think the disconnect what I'm having is I'm seeing a lot of AI recruitment softwares out at the moment where it does the recruitment for you, but it's the calling perspective. And then the other half of that is you still need the human element of AI. You still need humans to interact with AI. You still need to prompt the AI agent. I think you still need a human element to things. And I know that there's a lot out there at the moment of trying to make calls on your behalf. I tested it yesterday, which was great fun. It actually sounded like a human, which is quite scary. So I was playing with that this morning to see how that works. But there's a lot of other things out there, like 11 Labs. I don't know if you've heard of that before, where obviously does the voices for you. Done that for different advertising
Incredible.
perspectives.
The quality of 11 Labs is so cool. Like they have the new whisper mode or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
yeah,
did you know you can whisper in your like? It just sounds so real. It's like unreal. There's still a couple of things though with the thing with the calling is it's a difficult job, right?
yeah,
As a for human, like of all the SDRs and like lead generators and salespeople that I know, very small percentage of them are actually very good at it because it's
yeah,
difficult. Like you've really got to smell that what's happening on the other side
yeah,
and feel that. And AI, that's a very advanced thing to do for an AI or for anyone. So
yeah,
I just don't like particularly things like cold calling. It's one thing if a lead or something triggers it, right? Like
yeah,
they go to a website and they go, "Oh, please contact me," and then you receive an AI call. I'll gladly have a chit chat with the AI, given that it was instant. But if
yeah,
it's like, "Hey, sorry to interrupt you, can I?"
yeah. But it's
That's
also picking up on emotional cues, isn't it?
mm,
Of is this person interested or not? And how is AI going to pick up on that? Is this person willing to listen to your pitch? Are they, how is it going to learn that from like machine learning perspective and the cues from individual down the other side? So it's a really interesting topic. I can see it really, progressing, but we still need the human element, still need the humor, being able to connect with people. But AI, as you could tell, I'm very passionate about. I love my tech. So there's a lot out there. I'm always tinkering with some things, so always playing with different things. So yeah, it's
so,
interesting things.
so you've obviously got the bug, got the fever. You're addicted to the thing, clearly.
Yeah.
So if you look at the next, say, a few months, what are some of the cool agents that you're going to be working on? What are the things that you want to have more of in your life in terms of AI?
So from an advertising perspective, I know AI has a good aspect in terms of personalization at the moment. Um, but I want to build, I'm in the process of building something from an advertising perspective. Um, from sort of subconscious awareness. I know in terms of subconscious marketing, and for example, like your phone at the moment, you say you're looking for a kettle, and then suddenly your phone's listening to you, and a kettle appears when advertising. I'm building something in terms of like emotions and machine learning in that perspective. I can't say too much because it's in the process of being trademarked, etc. But there's a lot out there, and it's really exciting times. I think there'll be a lot more personalization going forward in terms of AI trends. I foresee some sort of telepathic type of AI of be able to way in which you can, oh, you're thinking of this, right? You need a new whatever it is. Definitely from an advertising perspective, marketing perspective, that would be really interesting, but really
Right.
intrusive, proper sci-fi stuff out there. But I definitely think sort of AI would be sort of like the next sort of mobile phone that's always connected to you. Like, for example, like a smart alarm. Hey, Abby, this is what you're welcome. You've had 4 hours of sleep. You're in X amount of sleep debt. This is what your day is going to be like. This is, I definitely think AI is going to be an integral part of our lives in the future. Um, Probably not right now, probably the next like 5 years or so. But I definitely think it'll be integrated in our lives in some way. I think the whole telepathic way may be a bit too like sci-fi,
Telepathic, you're thinking the Neuralink thing,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
yeah, okay,
yeah.
yeah. That's
Because
going to be
yeah, because you've got the smart glasses where you can do the whole translation like automatically. You can do the transcripts, the whole aspect. I think there'll be something in the future where there'll be some sort of device where it connects from an AI point of view. So you're looking at something and then an ad will appear, or you
okay.
know,
Yeah,
and your habits, etc. And
yeah.
it will something will pop up.
I think that's exactly what people are fearing will happen with Neuralink.
Mm,
You're like, that's way too kind of in. We're going to see, I think, a great divide where people are not going to be into it. Like they're like, okay, that's way too forward. I
mm.
can't wait personally. I
Yeah,
mean, I want them to guinea pig a few other people before I jump in,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
absolutely, I want to be able to think, hey, Optimus, get me a beer. Like that to me sounds super convenient rather than actually typing stuff, right?
yeah. I think there has to be some ethical considerations on the back of that. I think with any new technology and any evolution of tech, it's about how someone uses it. So
Mm.
it's for good or bad, but whatever it is, there's some sort of structure in place to make sure people don't abuse these things from like a personal information perspective, from a hacking perspective.
But you don't. I mean, really, I think you could actually accomplish a lot of this even without being inside the brain. Like, if you think about if something, it doesn't matter what it is significantly more intelligent than you, it's
Mm.
pretty easy for them to predict what you're going to do,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
if there's a child, like you know what they're going to do next. Like you can see the cupcake
yeah,
on the table, they're gonna put their face in it, right?
yeah.
So I think that there are lots of other ways to get those cues,
Mm.
those facial cues, the tonal reactions, the content of what they're saying. There's a tool you would love this actually. There's a thing inside the Google Cloud platform. Can't remember what they call it. It's something in the Vertex thing,
Yeah,
but it activates your screen, your camera, and your
yeah.
screen and typing. And so I was like, okay, so as I'm talking and typing and showing my screen, I want you to tell me how I'm feeling. And so it's like, oh, you look really happy by this thing on this website, or look really sad, or look really excited, or you look really whatever. So it's like analyzing your face while you're browsing, and it sees your screen. And so
Oh,
it's got,
that's awesome.
yeah, it's
That's
pretty cool.
really cool.
Yeah. To have a play around with that, you can code out your own whatever's just with
Oh
that. And
wow.
I think
Yeah.
if you prompt it right, you could set say like a 4 second trigger to analyze facial changes, right?
Yeah.
And then plug that into, ooh, they like this type of thing, or they don't like this type of thing. You know,
Oh, that's really interesting. So it was on the Google. I'll message you after and you can let me know so I can go and have a play and
Google,
look into it.
Google Cloud Platform, and then in Vertex, there's like loads of model gardens and agent gardens and all these ridiculous names. But yeah, in there somewhere there's a thing where camera and screen recording and voice and you're typing, like it's got the whole. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
Can't
That's
imagine
really cool.
processing costs are going to be, though. So I need to put it.
Yeah, okay, I need to look into that.
Exactly. Abby, I feel like we could geek out on this for another good 40
Yeah.
minutes, an hour. But we're running out of time, and we've got our next guys in the lobby. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us and popping the hood, sharing your wisdom, your insights. I'm grateful to you. Thank you. Keep kicking goals. And I hope to see you again on the Mango Magic series some other time.
Yes, awesome.
Thank you, Abby. All
Yeah,
right.
thank you, Isaac. Appreciate it.
I'm going to run off into the lobby and
Yep.
prep the next person. Feel free to say bye to the viewers.
Yeah, we'll do. Cheers, Isaac. Thank you. Hey, people. So if you're interested in AI technology, that is where I come in. Maneo Technologies is the marketing and technology platform for you. I've got various different sub-brands and a suite of tools for whatever your business needs. So give me a call, check me out on LinkedIn, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.